That's good. That's good. Keep dumping power on my fucking monitor, bro. Jesus fuck. Right. I'm already watching my phone do whatever it wants, and my monitor turn on and off, and on and off, and on and off. It's a weird little thing about starting videos and now the sound cuts in and shit that can somehow is causing a power surge inside my TV set, which shouldn't happen. All I found on there today was some kid talking to someone, sound like a kid. That's the kid, I think. And that was hours ago. And somebody playing country music over their FRS. So just imagine there's nobody doing this weird thing with their eyelids to you, dog. Like, you keep showing me these animated, edited things. So just imagine the pathology. Did I tell them directly for 45 minutes? I'm not gonna do anything.
I'm trying to put my seat back and worry about that other shit.
Yes, I'm demorally flipping my eyelashes at you. Bro, I'm not even blinking. Imagine the pathology, 6, 7, 8. Imagine the pathology that for 45 minutes I told this piece of shit I'm not going to do it until you're done. Still did every fucking, I'll kick you, I'll do it ahead of you. What are you doing, Chomo? You're our #1 subscriber. Every video that shows up next to our videos is some weirdo shit with kids shoving shit in their mouth and dudes doing push-ups. Like, you can't, you're our #1 subscriber. You've watched every fucking video all the way through. You've left multiple chats and comments. Not to mention the ISP records. Remember, you're sending data non-stop to my IP address. At no point is my machine here sending anything to your IP address. You're getting it via... Right.
Yeah, this ain't home is where the heart is. But back home I was living heartless. No. We all hard-headed, trying to prove whose head's the hardest. If thugging was an art, you could consider me an artiste. My friends go up not knowing who they father is. Nothing in the cribs, you can see they ribs. Yep, this is how we live. Coming from a place that had nothing left to give, nothing left to take. There's nothing on the plate, but I'm dreaming of a stake. Everything is stake. I gamble with my life, either 5 stars or a high bar. Love the job, holding on, pump up fast and on, cause I would hate you. What I've been doing, what you've been through, what I feel you, yeah, it's true. Everything outside your window waiting to kill you. You think you know, but you ain't got a clue. Hear me out, Sherlock. Ain't no such thing as a sure shot. It's a cold block, and I just want what you got. It's real talk.
So I guess maybe I have to have this before I go watch the coffee shop. I have to go watch the coffee shop. If I don't, that'll be the day he's going to rob the coffee shop. Somehow any of this matters to me. I know what time it is, dumbass.
I just wake up and crush the day, and the rest to get paid. Tell God to look away. Somebody wanna see, yeah. I just wake up and crush the day. I just wake up and crush the day, and the rest to get paid. Tell the devil he can wait. I got people I'ma serve on the way. I just wake up and crush the day, and the rest to get paid. Tell God to look away. This ain't what you wanna see. Just wake up and crush the day.
Magically, no problems. Wow. Compare that to the last videos.
Yeah. Get it, yeah. You need to relax, surface. I don't need no feedback. I'm trying to put my seat back. Don't worry about that other shit. You'll never get it back. Rise like a phoenix from the ash, just like you said I never do. The ones always talking never got a clue. Who the fuck am I? Nah. Who the fuck is you? Riding with my dogs. We just trying to get this money. You can put that on me. We keep the artillery. If they cross me, then it's R.I.P. It's for my real thugs. The ones that squeeze the thorn and bleed just to smell the rosebud. In the search of finer things, maybe God will notice me if I blink. That's what it sound like when the pistols sing. Mama checking the obituaries, hoping she don't see me. She cry when they talk about the boy on TV. Wake up some mornings and I don't wanna be me. They say the criminal or gangster is all I ever be. Like there's nothing positive in me. I am positive, you're not getting rid of me, at least not that easily. I just wake up and crush the day. In a rush to get paid, tell the devil he can wait. I got people on my serve on the way. I just wake up and crush the day. In a rush to get paid, tell God to look away. Somebody wanna see, yeah. I just wake up and crush the day. I just wake up and crush the day. In a rush to get paid, tell the devil he can wait. I got people on my serve on the way. I just wake up and crush the day. In a rush to get paid, tell God to look away. This ain't what he wanna see. I just wake up and crush the day. Yeah, they say home is where the heart is, but back home I was living heartless. We all hard-headed, trying to prove whose head's the hardest. If thugging was an art, you could consider me an artiste. Most of my friends grew up not knowing who their father is. Nothing in their fridge, you can see they ribs. Yep, this is how we live. Coming from a place that had nothing left to give. Nothing left to take, there's nothing on the plate, but I'm dreaming of a steak. Everything is stake, I gamble with my life. Either 5 stars or behind bars. Lock the jaws, we holding on. Puff up, pass it on. Cause I feel pain too. What I've been doing, what you've been
So what's happening here? As I'm scrolling the wheel, every couple seconds I see the attorney go click, assuming I'm clicking a button and dumping packets on my fucking connection. You've done that 4 times in a row now. I haven't clicked shit.
It's how it is. Where the fuck I'm from? Where the fuck I'm from?
You're not impressing anybody. You're not impressing anybody. You're not scaring nobody. You're not a hacker, bro. You're not a hacker.
I just wake up and crush the day. In the rush to get paid, tell God to look away. Somebody wanna see, yeah. I just wake up and crush the day. I just wake up.
And we just lost audio. There we go.
Okay. I hope you're ready to go know the drugs using the craft. I was born and raised in this trap. I'm a slave to my ways. First of the cage, already driving around with the gauge.
You can't help yourself, eh? You hate it so much, why do you watch so much? Walk off and kill yourself, Chomo. I got other things to fucking cover here in these videos, and every fucking day is about you.
I knew about the grand keys, and when I sleep, I count things. When I dream of money and all the shiny things that it comes with. However, sleeping on the streets, refuse to stay at a shelter, and living in a jacuzzi room at the Delta. But the circle's never over for a soldier. When I'm broke and sober, I ain't stopping when the police try to pull me over. So when you play, we don't pray. You can find a body dead in the alleyway. In the streets, when you play, we don't play. You can get stabbed up in broad day. In the streets, when you play, we don't pray. You can find.
Fucking internet gangs. Real talk, man. You know you fucked up, right? Real talk, B. Come on. Talking hard on YouTube and shit.
Of course, I could just go out there right now, couldn't I?
But you know
That's the pathology of these people.
Come on, man.
Well, you're next to the coffee shop every day, therefore you're a snitch. You're trying to stop me from robbing the coffee shop, therefore I'm going to attack you. You're a pedophile, and everybody that isn't one's trying to kill you, which is basically true.
What? I hear these cold red beggars talking a lot of shit. The only thing they gripping on is a lot of dick. You never see these bitches. We working in the
Slower than this week. 30 meters, the droplets will travel. And the only thing that's going to help you is ventilation. The masks you're wearing have nothing to do with what you think they do. They're not to filter viruses. Trying to seal off your mouth and nose is never going to work.
Until I seen your videos and you was talking smack. You little bitches keep running your mouth off. This fucking shotty here before your fucking mouth fall. You think your rap stop, but you can't fuck with me. No, we keep
otherwise I wouldn't be living through living loose.
Talking about you little clown. Never see you well. Tell me what that is about. What the niggas played out. What you talking about the same shit that they played out. What these bitches straight scrub. What wanna be done. What now who you think you fucking with? This is M-Dub. What now this is gold brand. What the niggas played out. What you talking about the same shit that they played out. What these bitches straight scrub. What wanna be done. What now who you think you fucking with? This is M-Dub. What? You know what it is, you know what I do. I rode through your hood and kidnapped the whole crew. I fucking should have told you natives don't fuck with me. I have your ass wrapped up in plastic on the streets. Wanna be done? What now? Who you fucking right? This is M-Dub. What? You know what it is, you know what I do. I rode through your hood and kidnapped the whole crew. I fucking should have told you natives don't fuck with me. I have your ass wrapped up in plastic on the streets. Dumping ditches, your body be chopped up in pieces. Yo, the ceases and natives should be pressed into pieces. So don't be talking real gangster cause your ass is broke. You talking shit on the internet, you like a joke. I hear bugs like you inhaling the crack smoke. You say you're gangster, but I done seen a lot more. And my homies, we done carried heat way before. You was banging or snoring a ball that snow. So say what you want, but we already know. The real gangsters from, they be from Central. So don't come around, cause we already know. That little homies out there, that let's blow. What the niggas played out? What you talking about the same shit that they played out? What?
You tell us something about yourself.
The details of my life are quite inconsequential.
Oh no, please. Let's hear about your childhood.
I did that Buster Street roll with that ambition. My whole childhood I've been on a mission. Running up the habits of the mission. Only take me a second to throw a clip in. Lick shots and get the dipping. You be wise to listen. I'm just a crack dealer. Rolling in a cursed jackal. Mr. Bab to the gang time thrown at you. I've been pointing to my camera so when you were born at you. See around here, we do more than we have to. First we shoot you, then we stab you. In the murder cap, the cops don't care what happened. That's why I'm stick to the gangs and drug trafficking. They say my destiny is hell, and then I have a sip for every one of my crack sales. I say fuck it, tell the devil to prepare me a cell. I keep my head in the streets, keep my head in the streets. Lose sleep or breathe, but it's all I need. Keep my head in the streets, keep my head in the streets. Lose sleep or breathe, lost already speak. Keep my head in the streets, keep my head in the streets. Lose sleep or breathe, but it's all I need. Keep my head in the streets, keep my head in the streets. Lose sleep or breathe, lost already speak. I'm on this road, and I don't know where I'm heading. Got a feeling it's a dead end till I stroll. Last entry of a lost soul. Again, got a cold shoulder. Now I'm on my own, a cold soldier. Let's see walk with me, judge me not. I can walk and blaze weed. If I'm not supposed to, maybe Lord, you come and take me. Bring an end to this shit, chasing dreams till the end. I'll be shit chasing with my team, making it by any means. Heaven seems so far. When you selling what they selling, it's so far. But I shit a go Lord. I'm a soldier till my soul burns. Harder to this cold world. I'm worried about how the end turns out. I'ma ride till the sun burns out. Everything in this world gets walled by time. Money makes the world keep my head in the street. Keep my head in the street. Lose sleep or breathe, but it's all I need. Keep my head in the street. Keep my head in the street. Lose sleep or breathe, lost already speak. Keep my head in the street. Keep my head in the street. Lose sleep or breathe, but it's all I need. Keep my head in the street. Keep my head in the street. Lose sleep or breathe, lost already speak. Motherfucker.
get it good. And I knew one day I'd do the same thing. Cause I ride with hustlers, you got that mind frame. Go and tell them I was raised in the neighborhood that had the things lined up to get it good. And I knew one day I'd do the same thing. Cause I ride with hustlers, we got that mind frame. Go and tell them I was up on the side of town. If you wait for rent, yeah, don't come around. We like the good fellas. All my niggas be good fellas. We see numbers like a bank teller. You gotta be smart, cause it's a hard game. Try to short, I'll call you bluff like a card game. You know this game make for kiddies, man. All the girls that reach the front wanna give your boy a kitty, man. It's the murder cap, let's keep your chest in. I love money, so the thieves be my best friend. Infatuated with the fast cars and nice clothes. You know I get that, you already know. If you don't like rats, in my neighborhood, we show you how to trap. In my neighborhood, we bring it all back. In my neighborhood, I'm from Central, nigga, that's my neighborhood. I was raised in the neighborhood that had the beans lined up to get it good. And I knew one day I'd do the same thing. Cause I ride with hustlers, you got that mind frame. Go and tell them I was raised in the neighborhood that had the beans lined up to get it good. And I knew one day I'd do the same thing. Cause I ride with hustlers, we got that mind frame. Go and tell them, man. Stay fresh to death, I'm dressing all black. No need for going out, cause you know I'm on the jack. I guess you can't help yourself, you gotta run your gap. You bet you can't run the trap like you doing that. And it's a real shame, you grew so damn lame. You could've had the chance to roll and make some real change. Yes, we in the game, talking waist deep. Central family to take you over while you suck and sleep. And I have killers that waiting for you across the street. Yeah, this is real like that, we're living on this gangster beat. And I'm an underground kid, and you can finally see it. Started out small time, but we finally made it. And this goes out to the faggots who be always hating. You couldn't keep a real nigga down cause I ain't faking. Started out with O's, now I'm in the kitchen baking. And then oh now we ain't playing, we just take it. That had the things lined up to get it good. And I knew one day I'd do the same thing. Cause I ride with hustlers, we got that mind frame. Go and tell them I was raised in the neighborhood that had the things.
You tell us something about yourself.
This is just a happy scene, right?
I love hearing that it made someone's day.
Kristen Robinson, Global News.
And that is it for us tonight. Of course, all the latest news is available to you whenever you need it on our website at globalnews.ca. And don't forget, you can stream our newscasts anytime you want on your favorite device with the Global TV app. I'm Mark.
I know how to hear it.
Relax, some days I'll be on my back, trying to put my shit back, y'all off that other shit, you gotta get back, rise like the bees in the ashes, like they said I never do, once always coming, never get a clue, fucking mind down now, you fuck is you, right on my dogs, see the sign of getting sweaty, they don't even keep on taking it, they cross them there, and it's all out there, it's all out there, but when they squeeze the door, I'm bleeding, it's just fucking to find a thing, drop the news again.
In a large North York gathering this weekend, officers say stunt driving and fireworks were involved, and it was all caught on video.
Of course.
It's an Easter Sunday.
Pixar didn't happen, right?
Shutdown. We'll have more on how Torontonians are celebrating straight ahead. The CEO of Orange Air Ambulance has been named the new head of the province's vaccine task force. And the 27th Screen Actors Guild Awards are tonight, honoring the best in the world of film and TV.
So the sun is going around the building, hitting my building, hitting that building, and hitting this building.
The women's NC2A tournament championship game is underway. Sports at 45.
And coming up in business, a Canadian company is working to reduce the amount of plastic that ends up in our landfills. We take a closer look at a new idea. 680 News Time, 6:31. Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Good evening, Craig here.
Good evening. Report is brought to you by Hickory Dickory Decks. So taking a look on the eastbound QEW, we're seeing some volume delays here. It's slowed down east of Dorval through to Ford Drive. It does seem to be improving a little bit, but it's still slowed through there. Some issues on city streets as well. Eastbound Wilson is down close to Alley Road. This is for a crash and investigation that's going on. Westbound Lawrence and Mount still brought here with a collision investigation. And the eastbound Lawrence and Mount celebrating over 30 years of custom decks and happy customers. Hickory Dickory Decks offers the largest selection of low-maintenance decking. Enjoy life outdoors. Visit Decks.ca. Next report at 6:41 forecasters temperature tonight head down to an already 4 degrees with mainly clear conditions for tomorrow. A mix of sun and clouds. We head up to a high of 14 degrees. And there is the chance for a few showers to develop for areas in the west end tomorrow afternoon. But other than that, most of us in the GTA will stay dry. We drop down to 4 degrees for Monday night. Tonight's low is 4.
Right now in downtown Toronto, it's clear and 11 degrees. Similar conditions near Toronto Pearson at 13 degrees, feeling like 12. 680 news time, 6:32. Toronto police are investigating a case of extreme stunt driving in North York early this morning, and it was all caught on camera. You can see the video at 680news.com.
Oh, it's okay for you to get views off that.
A video circulating on social media appears to show people pouring a flammable substance in a circle on a road and setting it on fire. A vehicle then begins to do stunts in the middle of the flaming rain.
You find me a video of somebody pouring a non-flammable, I almost fell for it, non-flammable substance on the ground and setting it on fire. That's what I want to see.
They were called at around 2:25 a.m. to the McNichol Avenue and Placer Court area.
Toronto tap doesn't count. That should burn.
Group stunt driving and discharging fireworks. When officers arrived, the crowd turned hostile and began jumping on police vehicles, causing extensive damage. According to police who say they did manage to clear the crowd, they later popped up in other areas of the city, causing more damage.
You got some dipshit little town like yours, that's what happened.
But did not elaborate on how many people they are investigating or the charges involved. I'm Michelle Mackey.
Well, it's the third day of a long weekend, and with the sunshine and warmer temperatures, it's making it feel a lot like summer. There's no doubt being under a shutdown is hard on residents. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau had a message for Canadians this morning, reminding us to celebrate only those who live with and have a virtual check-in with everyone else. Mayor Tory also had a similar message and some hope for the next few months.
And if we keep our distance and wear our masks and wash our hands and don't socialize with people we don't live with and go and get vaccinated, then I think we can be putting this pandemic behind us and look forward to a great summer.
What about all the
Tory also thanking residents for their continued selflessness and sacrifice by adhering to public health measures and putting the health of others above our need to gather. You're listening to All News Radio 680 News. Toronto getting another mass vaccination site, this time in Downsview Park. The hangar will open tomorrow, and residents are eager to get their shot. The facility is fully booked for tomorrow.
Now, this might be ironic. It might be fitting. When SARS affected the whole world, we had SARS stock at Downsview Park. I'm not making that up.
Countrywide, more than 6 million doses have been administered, and Canada has also hit another sobering figure yesterday. More than 1 million COVID-19 cases have been reported since the start of the pandemic. You're listening to 680 News. The province says Dr. Homer Tien, the CEO of Orange Air Ambulance, will now be leading Ontario's COVID-19 vaccine distribution task force. He'll be replacing retired General Rick Hillier, who stepped down when his contract expired on March 31st after declining a request to stay on. A spokesperson for Solicitor General Sylvia Jones tells 680 News Dr. Tien has been part of the task force since it was put into place. They say as Ontario moves into phase 2 of the vaccine rollout plan, Dr. Tien will serve as the operational lead of the COVID-19 distribution task force.
Take him out with hair that looks like that, always looks tangled, never is. It's not my fault, it's your fault.
It's a sunny day It's a sunny and
besides,
dry.
there's lots of us out there. You can't prove
It's
it's
sunny
me.
and dry and feels a lot like summer right now in the city. But 680's meteorologist Carl Lamb says we're in desperate need for some rain across the GTA.
We do have a chance for some rain showers to move through on Tuesday evening, and then possibly a little rain during the day on Wednesday, but it's not going to be that type of event where it's a torrential
I've been doing the least amount of work possible to get the most amount of work
chance
done.
for rain comes on
All the
Friday.
leaves are gone.
And while you might still be able to sneak in an outdoor workout most mornings this week, Lamb says the weekend might also bring some showers. But just remember, April showers bring May flowers. Toronto police have identified the victim of a recent homicide. Police say around 5:30 last night, a vehicle driving northbound on Scarlet Road was shot at by the occupants of another vehicle. The victim's vehicle was struck several times, and they drove to a house near Royal York in the Westway, where they made a 911 call. Paramedics took both victims, each with gunshot wounds, to hospital, where one of them later died of their injuries. They've now been identified as 21-year-old Habil Abdullahi Hassan of Toronto. The suspect vehicle was later involved in a crash near Scarlet and Dixon Roads. Police are asking anyone with information to come forward.
Where they found the loaded firearms in the car.
The Vancouver
Hey,
Canucks, with
talk
the
about
list
fucking
of
shit
affected
up.
players and coaches continuing to
What
grow.
do you think those white
Sportsnet
kids up
590
there
The Fans
involved
Callum
with?
A
White
has
kids
the
up in
latest.
As
wherever,
anxiety about the
Richmond Hill or whatever.
COVID-19 variant spreads
They're
across the
stupid.
country, the Vancouver Canucks are a very public example of how contagious and severe the P1 variant is. Reports say P1 is the variant in question for at least some of the
I got the
reported
R2D2.
20-plus positive cases among coaches and players. So far, the Canucks have had 4 games postponed. But more important than hockey is the fact reports say symptoms have been severe, and that's startling considering
die
for
and
the most
everybody
part, these are
riots and
professional
destroys their own
athletes in
city.
excellent
That
health
was
and
kind of
following
humorous
strict
over
COVID protocols.
from this angle.
But beyond the NHL schedule, the story
Not
from
very good
Vancouver
reason
may
for
remind
this.
Canadians the third wave is here and is serious. From Sportsnet 590 The Fan, I'm Callum Ing for 680 News.
680 News Time, 6:38. Today is the 27th Screen Actors Guild Awards, the ceremony where the Union of Hollywood votes on the best performances in TV and film. Here's 680's Julie Rumley breaking down tonight's ceremony.
When it's time to lay down your weary head, you'll find comfort and
You still have 2 minutes to fill and you're doing it with this?
Jeez.
It's like looking into the future.
Epidemiologist Corey Newdorf says Saskatoon needs to prepare for the worst. Hospitalizations in the province are trending up, and a record number of people are in intensive care units. Newdorf says the variants are the cause, and knowing when to clamp down again is the strongest defense.
Give an inch and we're going to take a mile on this.
I think it's going to be here. It's just a matter of time when. So I'm not scared. I'm anxious.
Sheena Nault says knowing what's coming doesn't make it any easier. She's worried about her family,
See animals
and
before
every
an
phone
earthquake,
call is bittersweet.
No, you don't. They're gone. But before that,
Nathaniel Dove, Global News, Saskatoon.
they're sneaking up on a bird.
The Vancouver Canucks are an example of how quickly the variant first identified in Brazil can attack. 20 players and coaches have tested positive for COVID-19,
They were all
and
doing lines
several
up
of
the
those
same
cases
coffee
are the
table with
more
the same
contagious P1 variant. The virus has spread through the team despite strict safety protocols put in place by the league, like daily testing. The NHL is proceeding on the assumption that the entire team will likely test positive. Some of the Canucks are reportedly very ill.
That's always how you deal with that. That's
vomiting,
not some new
cramping,
thing.
and dehydration.
That's what self-isolation and quarantining and exposure,
already tested
contact tracing, all that's about.
In the U.S., Major League Baseball is taking a stand on voter rights. The league decided to pull its All-Star game out of Atlanta because of the state's controversial election bill. Opponents argue the new law will hurt minorities the most. But as Jennifer Johnson reports, Georgia's governor has come out swinging.
Atlanta has struck out after Major League Baseball pulled its July All-Star game out of the city. The MLB made the decision in protest of Georgia's new restrictive voting law, requiring new IDs for mail-in ballots, limiting ballot drop-off boxes, and making it illegal for anyone except poll workers to offer food or water to voters waiting in lines.
Major League Baseball caved to fear and lies from liberal activists. They ignored the facts of our new election integrity law, and they ignored the consequences of their decision on our local community.
Georgia's governor says he's not backing down, even as Americans take to social media, calling on consumers to boycott Delta Airlines and Coca-Cola, two big-name Georgia-based corporations. Nearly 200 companies across the country have condemned the new law. The MLB's decision will cost the state an estimated $100 million in tourism dollars.
Well, I certainly am disappointed that Major League Baseball has decided to pull the All-Star game from Cobb County,
They didn't make it
Georgia.
illegal for the Chinese military to own American companies. They made it illegal for you to have anything at all to do with Chinese companies whatsoever.
Target black voters who turned out in record numbers in the 2020 election. Dozens of other state legislatures are considering similar bills, which Democrats say are all aimed at suppressing minority voters.
Is this another way to keep us from turning our vote in?
The Republican-backed bill passed after former President Donald Trump repeated baseless claims of widespread voter fraud in Georgia, which Kemp and other election officials disputed.
He said there were no issues, and others in charge said there were no issues. So why then are you changing the rules?
Already a number of lawsuits have been filed to try and overturn the new law, and President Joe Biden has asked the U.S. Justice Department to investigate just how legal it is. Jennifer Johnson.
Well, if you make the laws, then the law is legal, right? Like, oh, it's a law now, that's legal. We make the laws, so we decided we're legal.
March Madness Championships.
But
the trophy is a guarantee.
economics trumps politics, and they lose $1 million a week with the license to sell weed. Exclusive permit to sell weed, $1 million a week. Said more, $60 million a year.
Andrew Nemhard to steal the show in the
men's last quarter they reported it was $20 million for the quarter. That could be extrapolated to $80 million.
It will be the first time in the tournament's history that a Canadian has won both the men's and women's titles in the same year.
So legal.
A part of Florida is under a state of emergency tonight because a wastewater reservoir is on the verge of collapse and could trigger a major ecological disaster. Hundreds of residents in the Tampa Bay area have been forced to flee their homes immediately. There are fears a pond holding back hundreds of millions of liters of radioactive wastewater could breach at any moment. And if it does, a toxic torrent could come rushing into the neighborhoods below. Florida's governor plans to go after those responsible for the situation.
Right. After the fact.
Our administration is dedicated to full enforcement of any damages to our state's resources.
The very last second before the traumatic disaster that's about to happen, you hear this guy say, I'll do something about it. But he knew about it beforehand, or he wouldn't be able to say that right now.
Just over a week ago, a leak was discovered in one of the walls of the 77-acre reservoir, which contains leftover from the production of fertilizer. Coming up, the case for COVID-compliant courtrooms.
They said there was a hole and they were going to try to plug it. That's what they said.
Within Jordan's
longest-ruling bridges, family. Trestles, and retaining walls and sewers. If there's water leaking in, you let it.
Subway Restaurants introduces new potato bun sidekicks. Soft buns.
Airborne mold and tens of thousands of dollars in water damage repairs to the lower levels of your home. And when you do nothing about it, your home and your health only gets worse, and repair costs get higher. So do something.
I possess a Union tube and a Harvey sun visor. I should wear them both at the same time. This is my Harvey sun visor. I'm going to wear it upside down. I'm going to wear it upside down side. So the logo is on the left side. Flip it on the right side. So I can do that. The Harveys will be upside down right here. Make this shit up. I could make any of this shit up. So just remember, droplets travel 100 feet, 30 meters. 3 meters is almost precisely 10 feet. It's not 9 feet. No, it's not. 9 meters. 9 meters is 30 feet. I know you people hand make your signs, making up property rules and shit out here. 2 meters is 6'8". That rounds up to 7 feet. That's right. It's not 6 feet. Right. And the only way to not be breathing in hundreds of thousands of virion, that's individual copies of a virus, is to ventilate everywhere occupied by people.
Stay home is where the hardest, but back home I was living heartless. We all hard-headed, trying to prove whose head's the hardest. If thugging was an art, you could consider me an artiste. Most my friends grew up not knowing who their father is. Nothing in their fridge, you can see they ribs. Yep, this is how we live. Coming from a place that had nothing left to give, nothing left to take. There's nothing on the plate, but I'm dreaming of a steak. Everything at stake, I gamble with my life. Either 5 stars or behind bars. Love the jobs, we holding on. Pump up, pass it on, cause I feel pain too. What I've been doing, what you've been through, what I feel you, yeah, it's true. Everything outside your window waiting to kill you. You think you know, but you ain't got a clue. Hear me out, Sherlock. Ain't no such thing as a search shot.
Fight with a
and I just want what you
broken
got.
stick to kill you and bring the blood of God. Still
How
blue
it
like
is, where the fuck I'm
Kool-Aid
from,
free.
where the fuck I'm from, where the fuck I'm from.
You've been getting too
I just
bold.
wake up and crush the day, in the rush to get paid to the devil. He can wait. I got people on my serve on the way. I just wake up and crush the day, in the rush to get paid. Tell God to look away. Somebody wanna see it, yeah. I just wake up and crush the day. I just wake up and crush the day, in the rush to get paid. Tell the devil he can wait. I got people on my serve on the way. I just wake up and crush the day, in the rush to get paid. Tell God to look away. This ain't what he wanna see.
I imagine Justin Trudeau playing this when he's riding his pedal truck. What is it? Velo, sorry. Velotron, or whatever they call that shit.
Yeah.
Picture Trudeau jogging to this.
You need to relax, son of a bitch. I don't need no feedback. I'm trying to put my seat back. Don't worry about that other shit. You'll never get it back. Rise like a phoenix from the ash, just like you said I never do. The ones always talking never got a clue. Who the fuck am I? Nah. Who the fuck is you? Riding with my thugs. We just trying to get this money. You can put that on me. We keep the artillery. The cross and it's all right. It's all real good.
What if you just saved me? Then it doesn't matter
just to smell the rosebud. I'm searching for the things. Maybe God will notice me in her blink. That's what it sounds like when the pistol sing. Mama checking the obituary, so when she don't see me, she cry when they talk about her on TV. Wake up some mornings and I don't want to be me. Say the criminal gangster, it's all it ever be. Like there's nothing positive in me. I am positive, you not getting rid of me, at least not that easily. I just wake up and crush the day, in the rush to get paid to the devil he can wait. I got people on my serve on the way. I just wake up and crush the day, in the rush to get paid. Tell God to look away. Somebody wanna see it, yeah. I just wake up and crush the day. I just wake up and crush the day, in the rush to get paid. Tell the devil he can wait. I got people on my serve on the way. I just wake up and crush the day, in the rush to get paid. Tell God to look away. This ain't what he wanna see. I just wake up and crush the day. Yeah. They say home is where the heart is, but back home I was living heartless. We all hard-headed, trying to prove whose head's the hardest. If thugging was an art, you could consider me an artiste. Most my friends grew up not knowing who their father is. Nothing in their fridge, you can see they ribs. Yep, this is how we live. Coming from a place that had nothing left to give, nothing left to take. There's nothing on the plate, but I'm dreaming of a steak. Everything at stake, I gamble with my life. Either 5 stars or behind bars. Love the job, we holding on. Pump up, pass it on, cause I feel pain too. What I've been doing, what you've been through, what I feel you, that's true. Everything outside your window waiting to kill you. You think you know, but you ain't got a clue. Hear me out, Sherlock. Ain't no such thing as a search shot. It's a cold block, and I just want what you got. It's real talk. Don't make a scene, just give it up. That's how it is. Where the fuck I'm from? Where the fuck I'm from? Where the fuck I'm from? Yeah. I just wake up and crush the day, in the rush to get paid. Tell the devil he can wait. I got people on my serve on the way. I just wake up and crush the day, in the rush to get paid. Tell God to look away. Somebody wanna see it, yeah. I just wake up and crush the day. I just wake up and crush the day, in the rush to get paid. Tell the devil he can wait. I got people on my serve on the way. I just wake up and crush the day, in the rush to get paid. Tell God to look away. This ain't what you wanna see. I just wake up and crush the day. Yeah.
one just happened, but I think it just ignored me. Oh, there it goes. No, that's not what I was waiting for. DJ random shuffle. No, here goes the monitor again. Store your fucking sub down here. I swear I clicked on that before the page reloaded. I guess it didn't. Oh, how the fuck? I just need to scroll far enough to get to the next part of the playlist. Taking over everywhere, north side, bang, bang. Oh, yeah, just like click on this. This work. Shit. Can something just work, please? Here. That was only a 20-second sample of something anyway. This is the fucking how are they making that happen?
Yeah. Don't hustle for me, dog. Do it for yourself. I know letting that heat off is bad for their health. I got sharks on the cell. If you scared to stay in the house, you want on me. Looking at 5 to 10. This might be the last rhyme you ever hear me spit. No regrets. Fuck that. I got many. I be a rich man. For everyone, I got a penny. Sometimes reality hits you like a semi. Gets you when you ain't ready. Sucker punch by destiny. Keep the guard up. I'm on my knees praying. 3 in the AM. Hope God's up. Yeah, I'm running out of tears. Still praying for my homie and all his kids. Niggas are better than this. Never forget, you gotta know your worth. No matter how bad it gets, just know it could always get worse. They ask questions later and shoot first. You should learn to appreciate life. I know sometimes it don't seem like, but it's a gift. And if you left right now, there's so much that you miss. Too many ghosts on these blocks as it is. We stronger than that. Play this track, bring that real shit. Bring that real shit back. Y'all don't wanna see me like this, like this. The violence is endless, the pain is true. The only thing we ever knew, pulling money from the avenue, yeah. Y'all don't wanna see me like this, like this. The violence is endless, the pain is true. The only thing we ever knew, pulling money from the avenue. Raindrops keep falling on my windows. Misery goes where the wind blows. I'm blowing on the endo, trying not to stress it. There's girls in my dresser. Death or jail, we got no options. What's the question? 'Cause I ain't paying attention. Most poor kids, crack was the greatest invention. Until they kick your door in, or they catch your mama hoeing. It gets cold and tag on the toe. Just another John Doe man, trying to beat the dough man. Give me the program, you're supposed to be programmed. The devil took my hand, then we danced to a slow jam. Yep, I'm always in some trouble. You kill to kill, it's the law of the jungle. It's hard to be humble. Pass me the ball, I might fall, I might fumble. Push me, we might fight, we might tussle. You might get shot in your living room without me moving a muscle. When life's funny like that, he was chilling, just a cool cat. Rubbed him the wrong way, said he'd be right back, and he came right back. Bang! Everything gone now, credits drove down, curbs closed, red rose on the ground. Shit, red rose on the ground. Y'all don't wanna see me like this, like this. The violence is endless, the pain is true. The only thing we ever knew, pulling money from the avenue, yeah. Sometimes the world is a You hear click, clack, you get clicked in the back. I hit you fast, dash, move simple as that. When people load a gun, then they blast me with the bag. So when we laugh after we listen your gap. I hope you whipping your scrap until we licking his ass. Now you know we carry extra clips and mental attack. You bitches wish you could rap, this ain't the city you jack. If you spit what you living, hang you up, I'll whip you in half. That's what we living, homie, little, we'll be whipping your black. stupid if you stay still with killers, listen with black. Cause they kill you for that. I need a little of that. I got vanilla, filler, squirrel, triple on stacks. And fuck club, where the criminals at? Man, who corrupted it? What happened to traditional rap? And fuck who said it's just the way you did them switching it back. Like a bitch flipping over, will I hit from the back? I'm living the shack. The filthiness of flipping the crack. The bitches making sacks, so I'm selling tickets on the track. Like the shit they call me back. Put the 20 to my hand. Always got fiends on me if I don't have any fans. Fuck the bag, get by, but we beg. Will I try slow play till we die? Make big, but we drive all the place till my eyes glow. Thanks from the eyes go away. Get my mind's in the maze with the blindfold. Rolling everybody in it until I shake the hand and spins it. I'ma handle my business. Keep one hand upon the Guinness. You get the over the mouth of the witness. I never said I was here to sin, but look at the fingerprints. So get me trapped in the liquor room at the precinct. Kicking me the alligators with Sergeant Pin. How do I cope without my dough? Need another puff of that. Yeah, I need another choke. Cause it's all cooked crack and make the money back. And if you fucking with me talking back, you get a smack. I'm not real shit, real quick. I run to the crib, I re-equipping, and I'm off the side. Crack to your kids. It's just how I live, or how I'm living. It's just a given. I was born sinning. I give a fuck.